transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With
John
ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
Yes, it is Christmas! And it is just me, John, despite the lower third over here is not here. I learned how to do that weatherman shit, man, where I'm pointing at the right place. I was trying to do that. I thought about doing that yesterday when I did the gaming stream. Because, like, we did the green screen, and in the green screen background, there's, like, you could see the green screen. Like, it's against the wall, like, packed up. So you could see the green screen just in the shot. So I was going to be like, oh, here's the green screen right here, except we're on the green screen. And then I push the button and like you see the green screen. But no green screen today. Today is not a gaming stream, so we don't need the green screen. We could use the green screen if we wanted to, I suppose. Except I got a table back here because I wanted to put my Christmas tree in the shot and my Christmas cards. See, I got all those. Those are in here. And, yeah, I figure I haven't done a ThinkSoJoE show in like 2 weeks, and even though it's Christmas, there are still events coming up in the next week, so we're gonna play some songs, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna, I don't know, man, just anybody who pops in, we'll talk about your Christmas. Go ahead and hit that chat. I got it open right over here, and I can see it up on the screen here right in front of me where I'm looking directly into the camera, looking right at you, because that's engaging content. I'm going to move this way a little bit. Now I'm centered. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, right? So a couple of weeks ago, John wasn't able to do Wednesday because we were supposed to go to a show on Thursday. And then the weather got really shitty anyway, so we wouldn't have been able to do a show anyway. And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to go back to bed. I got too much going on anyway. Didn't do a show 2 weeks ago. And then, because the weather was really shitty, the show we were going to, which was the War on Women, Anti-Queens, and Working Class Stiffs show at Mohawk Place, that got canceled because... from what I'm told, Mohawk staff couldn't get out of their houses to get to Mohawk to run the show. So we didn't do a show that night. And then last week, John had something come up and he's like, I can't do a show on Wednesday. And I said, okay, not a problem. I will probably do one. And then I decided to... I think I rolled out of bed at like 4 o'clock and I'm like, nah, we ain't doing a show this week. Like, it's already way too late for promo. I think, I don't know, man, but basically, and also like I had a lot of fucking shit going on last week, like early in the week. And I had put on Facebook, something like, stressed is dessert spelled backwards, and I have had a really stressful week so far. Somebody bring me some desserts. And my landlady leaves a comment and she says, check in the hallway. And I go out the hallway, there's a whole plate of cookies, Christmas cookies. I'm like, well, okay, my landlady's better than your landlady, because she saw my post and she's like, oh, here's some Christmas cookies, here's some desserts. So yeah. But this week's been much better. As far as, like, I don't have to deal with as much shit as I was going through before. Why do we have 182 drop frames already in this show? We had like 0 yesterday. This week, we had like 42 through the whole 6 hours yesterday. And there's 182 in the first 5 minutes of this one. I don't know, whatever. I don't really care as long as it's getting across. Plus, nobody's watching anyway, so who gives a fuck, right? Anyway. So, yeah, so we did, this week's been a lot better because I haven't heard from my lawyer once this week, so I don't have to deal with any of that shit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I, I got a couple of more days where I can hear from him this week, and I figured I wasn't going to hear from him today, so I don't know. But just glad to not be doing all that shit. So I've taken the time that I would have been dealing with that shit, and I've been doing painting and stuff. I've kind of gotten pretty like into that over the last couple of weeks because it doesn't take long, honestly. Like, you see these paintings I'm trying to sell. I got 716craft.com will show you my Etsy listings and take you to the listings. And right now there's a couple up there, which are my James Hetfield and my what was the other one that's up there? Josh Allen, actually, of the Buffalo Bills. You guys know, as much as I rep Buffalo, and this show is for Buffalo and for Buffalo bands, and trying to get people out to Buffalo band shows, or in one case today, Rochester. I'm not a Bills fan, so to be able to so like I did that Josh Allen, like, hey, somebody will buy this, and nobody's bought it yet. It's still up there, and I'm still listening to offers if anybody's watching and is like, yo, I want that for like less than you're charging on Etsy, hit me up. So now I'm doing all this art, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get into one of the art festivals later this year. And then I was looking at the Allentown Art Festival is already accepting vendors, already accepting artists, and so I went on their what do you call it, their website, and I'm looking at their form, I'm looking at the rules, and it's like, well, it has to be an original painting, and it has to be the person at the booth has to be the original author, and if there's prints, they have to be separate from the originals, and they can only make up like 35% of your booth. Like, damn, man, that's a lot of fucking like restrictions there. And then also, like, your table has to, your tent has to be white. And you have to, there's a $325, I think it was it was somewhere around there, like $325 booth fee. And I was expecting, like, yeah, there's going to be a fee to, like, enter, right? But, excuse me. There's gonna be a fee to enter, right? So, but like I was, it's like $325. You got to bring your own damn tent and table and like your own display stuff, and your tent has to be white. And like, well, I don't, I have a tent, but it's green, like hunter green, like a darker green. But it's one of them. It's if you know the brand Coleman, it's one of their tents, so it's their shade of green, right? And so I'm looking at $325 is too much unless you have a whole stock. Yeah, I mean, I don't have $325, but by then I could, because like it takes me an hour to churn out a painting. I mean, not counting sitting there watching paint dry, but takes about an hour to do these paintings. I can do them pretty quickly, but then but to stock up on paintings, I have to put the money into the paintings, and then I got to come up with the money to rent them. So yeah, Allentown's not happening for me, at least not this year. So I was looking for like Elmwood, and Elmwood doesn't have their information up as far as putting the stuff, as far as getting a booth there. But yeah, it's very cost prohibitive for me to want to do like the Allentown Art Festival, because I'd have to have enough paintings to be able to sell, which means I gotta put the money into making the paintings. Then I'd have to get a new tent. Then I'd have to pay or at least a new canopy for my tent, and like those are fucking pricey for whatever reason. And then like pay the booth fee, and then I have to get there with all my stuff and find a way to display it without, so yeah, that ain't happening. But I don't know, man. Maybe I'll figure some kind of gallery or something out. Maybe I don't know. I just know I've been doing a lot of paintings and just whatever comes to mind. Like, what could I do that's kind of like iconic? I did like the Josh Allen leap over Justin Reed from the Chiefs. And then it was like, all right, well, here's a painting of James Hetfield that's based on a picture I took when I saw him in Detroit in December last year or November last year. And then I did a Kevin Owens one because like I saw some guy on Instagram like, oh hey, or on Twitter like, oh hey, here's a drawing I did of Cody Rhodes, and like Kevin Owens making fun of him. So I'm like, oh hey, here's a painting of you. Which I don't think he's been on Twitter since I posted it, so I'm still hoping Kevin Owens sees that painting. And then over the last couple of days, I did a Green Day painting, and I did a Wayne's World painting, and it's specifically the scene in Wayne's World 2 where they've been denied from getting backstage because even though my girlfriend's in there, a lot of people's girlfriends are in there. And then they get the guys coming up to them like, hey, aren't you those guys who have that TV show in Aurora, Wayne's World? So it's specifically from that scene. Just because I thought John would get a kick out of it. And of course, as soon as I posted it on Facebook, John was the first person to like it. Because, we talk about that scene all the time. Look, if Wayne says it's not us, it's not us. And so now I'm like, what do I paint tonight? Like, I got a lot of work I need to get, like actual work I need to get done in the next like 24 hours. But like I said, these paintings take about an hour. Just a lot of, but there's also like the sitting around waiting for paint to dry part. So overall, I could do a painting in probably like 6 hours at most. So, I'm trying to get a nice little stock going. I'm trying to get somebody to sell some stuff. Merry Christmas, cousin. Welcome to the chat. We're doing an hour show today because I, quite frankly, wasn't expecting anybody to actually show up in the chat. So, and it's just me today. So we're doing a half-hour show. No, a 1 hour show, and so we're playing music every 15 minutes instead of every half hour. I can't think of times today, apparently. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out, I think we're going to do a painting right after I get off the air. And in fact, I got the table that my Christmas tree is on I was using that for doing the Wayne's World painting last night. So at least the stenciling of that. So I just got to figure out what I want to do. I've got a few considered crashing the podcast, but woke up with a raging headache. One of these weeks you can. I mean, like, just where I live. You're welcome all the time, man. So yeah, I woke up at 2:30, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess if I'm gonna do a podcast, I might as well get music ready. And then I got music ready. I'm like, I'm still fucking tired. I went right back to bed. I woke up at, like I set an alarm for like 4:45 or something. And got up and took a shower. I ran downstairs to look for my Santa Claus hat because I thought it was in my costume box, but it isn't. And I have no idea where it is. But Maximo on the gaming stream last night was like, oh, hey, you should, where's your Santa hat? Like, I don't know. I think it's in my costume box. It's not. So I have no idea where my Santa hat is. But yeah, no, I really feel like on the March 12th episode, we should do like the whole band in here and do a Brain Dead takeover to promote Makeover. I think we just do like a full on live stream listening party. And then Saturday we have that Saturday, March 15th, we have the show over at Nietzsche's, and that's good. Dude, I can't wait to release this album on Little World. Like that first mix we got, I was like, I don't know about this, and then we got that final mix, and it's like, oh, look, even the choices I was really questioning make sense in this version. Anyway, we're at that 15-minute mark, so we're gonna play some music real quick, and we'll come back. And this is so there are shows coming up, of course, this week. Not a lot of stuff I saw on New Year's in particular that popped up in at least Facebook events. But coming up Friday night, this is at Mohawk Place. It's Buffalo's Del Paxton, along with Well Kept Things and Catch the Ghost at Mohawk. Santa was pissed this year. And Catch the Ghost at Mohawk Place. That's Friday, December 27th at 47 East Mohawk Street in Buffalo. End of year rock show with local Buffalo artists. 6 p.m. doors Friday, December 27th. Del Paxton, Well Kept Things, and Catch the Ghost. It is $10. It doesn't say in here, but I know that Mohawk is typically 18 plus. So make sure you've got your ID. This is Del Paxton, and this song is called Chart Reader on Old WNY. Think So Joe Show.
Can you feel it? Has it kicked in? Shot through the limbs and we can fix this disconnection. Still trying to run from the day your heart died. 792, we're a long way from the west side. Carolina.
That was Del Paxton on all WNY Think So Joe show. Those guys have a Wikipedia page. I'm like, okay, well, like John and I had a discussion the last time we played them, and I couldn't remember like exactly which movie. So my thought, I remember this now because my thought was, I was thinking of the dude that Wayne and Garth go to see in England that comes back to help them with Wayne Stock in Wayne's World 2, which I believe is Del Preston. And John correctly was like, no, it's the dude from That Thing You Do. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. So I'm like, I looked it up because I couldn't remember which one it was. And the first thing that pops up when I Google these guys is their Wikipedia page, which I made a Wikipedia page for like a Niagara Falls like Hall of Fame band once, and Wikipedia is like, what's the relevance? So why do these guys got one and we don't? I don't know. Like, I don't think we need a Wikipedia page, but to be fair though, they've got like 1,000 more followers than we do, so maybe, you know. Oh, and they've toured the UK. I don't know. Anyway, I'm a little jealous. They got a Wikipedia page. For the longest time, though, before somebody finally took it out of there, the Pinky and the Brain page had a reference to my old band, and the way I got my namesake. My old band was called ThinkSoJoE. And so there was a reference to the band in the Pinky and the Brain Wikipedia page for the longest time before somebody finally removed it. It was just, oh, the Niagara Falls, New York based, heavy metal band, ThinkSoJoE is named after the, Pinky's response to, are you pondering what I'm pondering? But yeah, 1,000 more fans than us, and they got a Wikipedia page. We're on our way. I'll know we're famous when somebody makes one. I don't know. But hey, maybe after our new album Makeover comes out on March 15th. Yeah, I'm gonna mention that like every 5 minutes going forward, because yeah, we got a new album coming out March 15th. It's called Makeover. Yeah, you can go pre-save it now on Apple Music, Spotify, and Deezer. Which is like, I know Maximo was in the chat before the song break, and we were talking about Deezer yesterday, because apparently Max swears by Deezer. I, on the other hand, had Deezer for like, I think Cricket was like, here, we're gonna give you Deezer for free along with your phone plan. And I had it for like a day before I was like, nah, you guys can remove this. I don't want it. It's terrible. Like and I don't, like I said, like I was saying yesterday when we were having this discussion, it's like back then they had like a lower tier plan. I don't know if they still do, but they had like a lower tier plan where they would stream the music in like much lower quality. And like that was a problem for me because I was coming off of like YouTube. Back then it was Google Music. And so I was used to a certain level of quality of streaming. So when I got Deezer and I heard that quality, I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that. Get rid of it. Stuck with YouTube, with Google Music, and through its transition to YouTube Music. And of course, I have Tidal to run the songs off the DJ software for the podcast. I don't need it for that purpose. I have it so when I go out and actually DJ, I can have music, but I haven't done that in over a year now, so who knows when the next time that'll be. If anybody needs me for a party, hit me up. I got gear. But, yeah. So I checked out football on Netflix today. Because, like, the last time I watched just a live streaming broadcast on Netflix was the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight, and I think everybody remembers how that went. So I was like, well, they got WWE Monday Night Raw, and that's exclusive to Netflix starting in 2 weeks. So I, as a wrestling fan and somebody who has to watch wrestling for my job, drinking in Christmas driveway party, drinking in Max's driveway party. I read the X and M backwards. Drinking in Max's driveway party. I don't know, man. Don't promise parties. I didn't even promise a party, and I keep getting. It's been 3 fucking years of. Well, when's Joe giving us the barbecue now? You gotta watch what you say around them POTUS guys, man. They'll make it into a meme for years. So I got stuck. That's how I got stuck here. Joe's gonna throw us a barbecue, and now I got all these fucking trophies I got no room for. Because, Joe threw the second place barbecue because he didn't throw us a barbecue. And if I would have thrown the barbecue, I would have gotten the really fucking big one that I got no room for. Dewey's always sending me home with shit when I see him at shows. He's been trying to send me home with a Wyatt coin, giant foam coin, for like a year now. And just every time, it's like, dude, we don't have room for this thing to bring it home. Like, with all the shit that we had stuffed in the car for fucking the show in Rochester we played with Wyatt Coin, like, to fit that giant Wyatt coin, there was no fucking way. The difference is that you're Maximo. So what, you get away with promising parties and not giving them, and which I never fucking promised anybody anything. It was Lidl's. And somehow it's like, oh no, Joe promised us a barbecue. Like, no, the fuck, I did not, you guys, come on. But nope, here I am. Welcome to Joe's barbecue. Yeah. There's like a 16-minute, like, multi-genre remix of that song on YouTube. Sitting around Christmas. Sitting around Thanksgiving with my family, like, yeah, there's a whole song about me not throwing somebody a barbecue. Here, listen. My mom's like, are you getting royalties on this? I'm like, no. Getting royalties on I get streaming earnings off of pre-pandemic fart though. Not technically royalties, but I get money from streaming. I've made a whole, I think, like 6 cents off that song at this point. But yeah, no, that's yeah. Like I said, man, you gotta watch what you say around them POTUS guys. They will take it, they will run with it, and they will be doing entire stage show performances based around it. Trust me, I know. I wasn't even like on this show, and they're doing a whole performance with a grill front and center. And then I'm sitting there watching because talking about the show at Tudor you guys did, and I'm watching Chris as like there's toilet paper flying and fake snow and all. And Chris is just sitting there, like, just looking so angry, like, better clean this shit up. Yeah. And then that fucking fake foam, the fake snow got really fucking noxious. So I see Chris with his shirt up over his face, and I'm like, oh, is he having trouble breathing? And then all of a sudden, I'm having trouble breathing. I'm like, oh, fuck, all right. So I had to put my shirt up over my face. All this fucking... said a lot of stupid things, so let's see where this goes. Yeah, you say stupid stuff around them, and they will take it, they will run with it, and it will turn into a very catchy fucking song. And they'll get me to say something on the show that will be an intro to the song, and they're like, it's fair use, we can use it without your permission. Hey, Jazzy. Just in time for the second song break. We're doing an hour today, so we're doing songs every 15 minutes rather than every half hour. Yeah, that's the one that ended up in the shot. There's one from my mom over here, too, and I think, I'm pretty sure, and I can't find it, but I'm pretty sure My mom has sent me that exact Christmas card before that she sent me this year. But yes. Yeah, look, I managed to put my Christmas tree in the shot for this week. We're doing an hour. I didn't even start that work I was supposed to do last night, so I got my work that was due last night done, but I got this audio book still due by tomorrow, so yeah, I need to get started on that. But we're gonna play some music right now. There's a show going on in Rochester. This is Saturday night at the Photo City Music Hall. Yeah, you got 6 hours of me yesterday. You want another extra hour today? Saturday, December 28th in Rochester, New York at Photo City Music Hall, 543 Atlantic Avenue in Rochester. And that doors are at 6. It's ages 18 plus. And that includes bands like God's Love, Murder in Rue Morgue, and Rhythm. No, there's a bunch of them here. Let me do this right. God's Love, Murder in Rue Morgue, Rhythm of Descent, Seditions, and Vermifius. Vermifius is that last band. Dude, you got 6 hours of me yesterday. Ain't my fault you went to bed 2 hours before I finished the fucking show. Anyway, this is Seditions, and this song is called The Distance Between on all WNY ThinkSoJoE Show. That was Seditions, the song called The Distance Between on all WNY ThinkSoJoE Show. Special 1 hour Christmas edition. 1 hour. Just 1 hour. I have a life outside of this show. I have a job outside of this show. I did 6 hours of content on camera last night. Without song breaks, by the way. We went, there was, I think, 2 breaks in the entire 6 hours. One was so I could go get my food that got delivered from DoorDash. And the second was, like, in between Sonic games so I could go, like, use the bathroom. So yeah, 6 hours last night, another hour tonight. That's 7 hours of content you've gotten from me this week. Yeah. All right, cool. You pay me what my clients are paying me, and I will stay on the air. You got let's see, what's this job? I think $600. I think this dude's this job I got to do is worth. You give me $600, I'll stay on the air and cancel his job. Wire it to me right now, Venmo. At ThinkSoJoE. Venmo me right now, $600. I'll stay on. Yeah, I'm sure. I am sure that my lawyer will absolutely adore the fact that I would absolutely adore it if I stay on the air doing a free podcast instead of, actually going and making the money I need to handle the situation I'm dealing with right now. So, yeah. Well, if I get $600 from you by the end of the hour, I will stay on. And right now, I'm looking at my phone. I don't have any Venmo notifications, so I think we're still ending at 7 o'clock. Yeah, if John were here, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'd be like, yo, yeah, we'll do 2 hours, and John and I would probably exchange Christmas gifts, and because that's that is a ThinkSoJoE show co-host tradition. Because the first episode we ever did on live YouTube, like the first episode we ever did live, streaming out video wise, because we've always done the all WNY ever since the beginning of the show. The show's been on all WNY. There's gonna be, I mean, yeah, but that's I told you I need $600 to stay on the air. That's what I would lose out on by staying on the air. So this light's been doing that all fucking week. I don't know if you just saw that. It's been doing it for like 2 weeks now. It's just randomly flashes. I don't know why. It's probably dying. But yeah, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the first show we ever did live on video was a Christmas episode where it was Karina and I hosting, and we had been filming the show the few weeks before that. We were filming it for we were gonna do a Patreon. But nobody signed up for the Patreon. I think one of the tiers was, we'll give you a video edition of the ThinkSoJoE show. And then there was a tier that was we will give you a t-shirt the first month, as well as, the video edition and all that. And just nobody signed up for the Patreon. So it was just we're doing all these video podcasts just going away. I'd probably have some of them too still. But the first time we actually went live on for the ThinkSoJoE show was Christmas Day, and it was my vinyl collection was still not nearly anywhere close to this. I think it was just a couple of the crates behind me had records in them. I don't even think I had a record shelf at this point. In fact, yeah, because that's what I did. I built this little shelf behind me out of milk crates and just actual shelving. And I had records in those until I finally ran out of room in those and built the record shelves. So I went to Revolver with Brian. It had to be. This had to be post-pandemic. Was it? No, it was pre-pandemic. So it had to be 2019. And I had gone to Revolver with Brian. Maybe it was they just opened a new location and Brian and I went to the new location or something like that. But I was looking for a Christmas present for Karina, and I had bought her a record at Revolver, and Brian goes, "You should get her the Rick Astley record." And I was like, dude, I've never actually like seen that in the wild to go and buy it. And he's like, well, you can just order it off Reverb, because Reverb, where you buy music gear, used to have, for a very brief period, a vinyl marketplace on there. So I went on Reverb and I bought the 45 of Never Gonna Give You Up, and the flip side is Never Gonna Give You Up instrumental. And so, you know, I wrapped that, and I wrapped the other record that I had gotten, which was like the anniversary edition of the first Specials record. And I give it to Karina, and I give her the Rick Astley first. Like, you can open your presents now. So she opens the Rick Astley, and I'm like, what'd you get? And she goes, oh, you got me Rick Astley instrumental. And then she flips it over like, nope, it's the actual song. And I'm like, okay, well, before you kill me, here's your real present. She opened up the Specials record, like, see, I got you ska for Christmas, and all was all good. And then the following year, I'm like, what do I do? So I showed on the 2020 episode, I showed the clip, like right around Christmas. It wasn't on Christmas Day. I think it might have been like Christmas Eve or something. So I showed the clip from the first episode of me giving her the Rick Astley record. I'm like, yeah, okay, I thought I gave you the gift of music. I made a mistake, obviously. So I to make it up for you, here's help from my friend Elias Sorson from Nonpoint. And then the singer of Nonpoint proceeded to sing to Karina, like just off the top of his head, like Karina, like damn, like I just paid for this dude to say, hey, Merry Christmas, and instead I got like him literally making up a song on the spot for her, and like got to share that with her on the air and get called a dick for it. So yeah, if John were here, we'd probably be exchanging Christmas presents and we'd have a reason to go 2 hours, but because John is not here and I have $600 worth of work to do that I have not started, that is due tomorrow, yeah, I cannot stay an extra hour. But yeah, Christmas tradition usually on this show is to exchange gifts with one another. But I don't think but John and I didn't buy each other anything, I don't think. I don't think he got me anything. I didn't get him anything, I can tell you that much. I thought about painting a picture of him, but like I couldn't find one that really translated to the style. So I didn't. Plus, he keeps changing his look. So like he's got pictures with long hair, he's got pictures with like shoulder length hair, and pictures with like just a swoop, and pictures of like barely any hair, John. And so it's like, what do I like? What picture do I use here to actually do a picture of John and do a painting? And also, like, is a painting of yourself a good gift? What do you think John got for Christmas? A tarantula? Maybe. Laura's here to wish everyone a happy Christmas. Yeah, happy Christmas to everybody. Yeah, no, I have no idea what I haven't talked to John today. He did like my Wayne's World painting I did, but I haven't actually like talked to him today. So I'm sure he got something nice. My mom sent me a check, and I'm going to use it to buy guitar picks next week. when Intune has a sale. Everyone but me. Of course, everyone but me. I knew that was coming. Like, I knew you were going to say to everyone but Joe. Of course. I knew that was coming. Well, Merry Christmas to you anyway, Laura. And we're going to get into another song break here. Because, again, 1 hour episode despite Maximo's protests. And so this one is from a band that is playing. Oh, I'm going to be at this show. It's a sold out show at Ironworks. So if you don't have tickets, then you're just going to have to listen to this song and be like, oh man, I wish I could be at that show. Speaking of John, it's his other band, Hush Hush, that are on this bill as FTMP Events presents End of the World Party 2024 featuring Until I Wake with Tim the Truth and Easy Death, Glass Waves, In Verity, Hush Hush, and Deep State. Laura, did you? I posted a John Cena painting on Facebook the other day. I'll find it during the song break. I'll post it when we come back. Yeah, Saturday, December 28th, 18 plus, ID required, no ID, no entry. Doors open at 5 p.m. Tickets for this event are sold out. Mine's right here. And I'm literally going to see John's band and leaving because I feel like that's way too many fucking bands to have on a bill, but that's just me. No offense to any of the other bands, just like, yeah, I'm going to support John. And maybe I'll stay because I haven't found anything else better to do after, but or maybe I'll just, cut across to KeyBank Center and be like, yo, the Bandits are playing. I've never been to a Bandits game. Let's go. Anyway, this is Hush Hush, and this song is called Picture of Us on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show.
Overstayed my welcome. This is not where I should be. You were always broken, and I'm just trying to leave it all behind. You can't escape the pictures you had sent to keep me caged in another bed, but I just need to breathe. All your love is gone. These days seem long, and all I got was nothing but a picture of us. You'll tell everyone this is not your song, and all I got was nothing but a worthless fog. The portrait that you painted never really featured me. I was always patient, always lying with the oxygen you breathe within. The lungs you said you loved me with. The memories are creeping in, and I'm just sick of all of this. All your love is gone. These days seem long, and all I got was nothing but a picture of us. You'll tell everyone this is not your song, and all I got was nothing but a worthless fog. All your love is gone. These days seem long, and all I got was nothing but a picture of us. You'll tell everyone this is not your song, and all I got was nothing but a worthless fog.
Picture of Us by Hush Hush. They are playing at Buffalo Ironworks at a sold-out show this Saturday. So if you don't have tickets, you're SOL on that. But that's, I have a ticket for that show. I'm going. Haha. But only because I'm friends with the drummer of Hush Hush. Laura says that's a nice Christmas song. Laura, you missed it yesterday. You should have been here yesterday. I was playing Christmas music while I was on camera eating McDonald's because I neglected to eat before I went on the air. which I also did today, but like I'm only on the air for a day today, for an hour today. And Laura, you asked me about John Cena t-shirts. I made this nice painting of John Cena, and I didn't really post it anywhere, so I'll share it here. There's my painting of John Cena. Anyway, actually, funny enough, one of because like I'm trying to do these to like sell and make some money, so one of the paintings, one of the designs that I had in Photoshop, I think I might have actually transferred it. Did I transfer it? I don't know. One of the designs I did in Photoshop, and I don't know if I saved it or if I just was like, nah, that's dumb. But one of them was a John Cena painting. Where the fuck are the paintings? Paintings. Oh no, I didn't save the John Cena one. I had a John Cena one designed, and I don't think it's still in my Photoshop either. No, there's a couple in Photoshop, but it's not the John Cena one. I was gonna do a John Cena one. No, I'm not selling the blank canvas. That's the joke. It's John Cena. You can't see him. No, you can 716craft.com is where you can find the stuff that I have up for sale. And I'm slacking right now because I got a couple of paintings I still need to put up there. I just haven't done the renderings and everything of what they look like on walls and whatever, so I got to do all that shit. But like, yeah. Right now up there's a Josh Allen and there's a James Hetfield, and I've got a Green Day and I've got a Wayne's World that need to go up there. And I'm trying to give a painting that I did to Kevin Owens of Kevin Owens, but I haven't heard back yet. Thanks for popping in, Laura. Merry Christmas. But yeah, going to John's show on Saturday night. And it's my first time seeing him. It's his third show with this band, but it's my first time seeing him. So, like, I told him they better not suck, because I will be watching and judging. So, we'll see if it's any good. I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's fine. It's just I've not seen John play with another. Well, no, that's not true. I've once seen John play with another band, and it was back when John had just joined Living Brain Dead. It was right before we recorded Falls Count Anywhere, or it might have been after we recorded, and I distinctly remember this being the night John did John things when I saw him. Yeah. I distinctly remember that being the night that we came up with the artwork, like the cover art concept and everything for Falls Count Anywhere, was when we saw John play with this other band at Stamps, and we got to the show, and we're, John, hey, yeah, it was me and Katie and Brian, and we're like, we go greet John, we go meet the rest of his other band, and next thing we know, we're like, where the hell did John go? And we don't know where John is. We're like, where the hell, where'd John go? Where the fuck? Like, he was just here. Where is he? Turned out he left his cymbals at home. So his mom had to, in the middle of a snowstorm, meet him halfway to give him his cymbals so he could come back to Stamps and play his set. They had to rearrange the show, like the order of the show, because his band was supposed to go on early, but they couldn't because he didn't have cymbals. So we, to this day, I at least still make fun of John, like, don't forget your cymbals. But while we were waiting for them to go on, Katie and Brian and I went to Colosso Taco, and we sat down and we were discussing ideas for what the EP would have looked like, and that's when we came up with the Falls Count Anywhere, like, wrestling flyer themed artwork for it, which I think that's still sitting right over here. I put a lot of other shit on on this chair here so I could get to other stuff, but no, maybe not. I thought it was over here. I don't see it. It was over here yesterday. I had it in my hand yesterday. I'm like, yeah, look what I got. But yeah, that was the day we came up with the falls count. I don't know, where the hell did that go? Anyway, that's the day we came up with the falls count anywhere. Is it behind here? No. I don't know. All right. It was when we came up with the falls count anywhere artwork, and we're just like, you know, we literally found an old flyer for a wrestling show that had Andre the Giant on it, and the colors of the Falls Count Anywhere EP cover, and like all the subsequent stuff we did, which was like guitar. I had a guitar pick. The website was all in these colors. Like these specific colors were the actual colors of what this old faded Andre the Giant, like 1970s era wrestling flyer were. Like we copied those exact colors for all the material, and for the longest time, like even through Never Fuck with Catgirls, our artist took those colors, like, oh, those are your colors, and made the Catgirls cover those colors. And which is why it is like really, really nice that we've got all these, like this really poppy pop art color scheme for like the makeover cover when that comes out in March. But yeah, it's been, is it over there? I really don't know where the fuck I put this CD. Anyway, but yeah, but yeah, that was the last time I saw John play with another band was when we were it was the exact night we came up with the cover art for Falls Count Anywhere. And then we got together during one of the recording sessions. We stood against a wall, like a white wall in John's basement, and just took pictures with a DSLR, and I went home and manipulated them to make the Falls Count Anywhere. I was like, let's do like, just cool guy poses, and let's do like Mortal Kombat versus screen poses. And like, so you got me and John on the cover with the Mortal Kombat versus screen poses, and Brian and Katie standing behind us like cool guy poses, and that was, and I distinctly remember there was a nail in John's wall because I had to edit it out of every single photo because it was right where we were taking the pictures. But yeah, so this will be an experience. It'll be my first time seeing John play with Hush Hush. It's his third show with them. And there's 6 other bands on the bill. Yay. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Should be a good time. What also should be a good time, and I won't be at this because it's way too far out for me because I don't drive. And I'm probably not going to be able to convince anybody else to actually go out to this with me. But out in Arcade at Strike at the Arcade Lanes, that's 266 Main Street in Arcade. It is a New Year's party where the Dredneks and the Shy Guys will be delivering a night of energetic live music. Entry is just $5. And if you haven't seen the Dredneks, oh, is that John in that band? Not our John, but the other. I know a bunch of drummers named John. That is John. There's a bunch of drummers named John that are spelled Jon in Western New York, and one of them is from the Dredneks, and apparently in this band called the Shy Guys, who are on this bill with the Dredneks on New Year's Eve at the Strike at Arcade Lanes, 266 Main Street in Arcade. It doesn't have a age on it, but I don't think there's an age restriction because it is like a bowling alley. So I think Arcade Lanes, that makes sense. So yeah, bring your kids, enjoy the Dredneks. Mine was terrified when she saw the Dredneks in 2019 at Music is Art. So, if you want to traumatize your children for life, go ahead, bring them to the Dredneks show on New Year's Eve. at Strike at Arcade Lanes. And this is our final song of the night. We're out of here. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, since I got to do the line because John's not here. And this is the Dredneks, and this song is called Fishing with Dynamite on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show.
When there's something on my mind, I roll out to the lake. I throw in my lures out, but no one takes the bait. But there's a better way to instant gratification. I wanna give it a toss. I'm fishing with dynamite. Bottom feels past the top. My feelings up to the sky. Back that ammunition in the bow. I throw a couple dozen in and watch those swimmers fall. Well, that's my kind of way to instant gratification. I wanna give it a toss. I'm fishing with dynamite. Bottom feeders rise to the top. My belly's up to the sky. I wanna give it a toss. I'm fishing with dynamite. Overkill, adversity, a victory every time. Wow, wow. When the world is looking bleak, I open that tackle box. With rod and reel in hand, I'm hooking worms. Stay around. Gotta be a better way to instant gratification. I wanna give it a toss. I'm fishing with dynamite. Bottom feeders rise to the top. My belly's up to the sky. I wanna give it a toss. I'm fishing with dynamite. Overkill, adversity, a victory every time. Overkill, adversity, a victory every time.